Hi sports fans, no, hi movie fans. My name's Gareth, I'm part of Focus Film, and today I'm going to show you through Letterboxd. What is Letterboxd, I hear you ask? Letterboxd is basically an app and a browser application, well, a website, that you can go in and rate films, you can go in and make your own lists, you can add your favourites, you can comment on things, you can review movies. It's a really fantastic site and app that I use every day. I use it more than Facebook, I use it more than Instagram. I don't use them very much though, so it doesn't really say anything. I use them more than WhatsApp. I don't. I use WhatsApp quite a lot. Very popular. So I'm going to go through some of the things on Letterboxd today. I'm going to go through the website, I'm going to go through the app to show you some of the benefits and how to use it, what I think of it. So let's dive in. We are now logged into Letterboxd. This is the homepage for the website rather than the app, and I'll go into a little bit later the app version. Now, the idea of this is that you have your own profile. When I come into my profile, I can then see all the films I've been logging, any reviews, my diary. So as you log films, it will keep a diary for you. If you've already seen them and you've not just watched them, that's fine. We'll come back to that later. But as you log films, so yesterday I went to watch Another Round, for example, and I just went straight in and I put a little review. I can like it, I can edit, well, I can make a review basically. I can review or log it. And then I can also see when I go into the film itself what other people think of it. So what the people I follow think of it. Little Ellis Barthorpe there, he's put a little review. You can get a real good impression of the film itself. It looks really nice. The really great thing about Letterboxd is just they've got the style really nicely done. The posters really pop, I think. And hopefully you'll agree as we go through it. So recently I've watched Another Round. I've watched Coyote Ugly, never seen it before, In the Heights. So even if you've seen it before, you can put rewatches on if you want. And then on my homepage, you can then see what other people have been watching. As I say, Ellis has also seen Another Round. He followed me to the cinema and just got a ticket. A bit weird. I also watched it In the Heights the other day. One of the people I follow watched it. I can read their review. Also in here, what you would tend to do is maybe come to your films, especially when you first start in here. The great thing to do is come to the films. Let's say you've watched Luca, for example. You can come in and give it a rating. If you watched it that day or you know what day you watched it, you can even specify when, add a little review, your rating, and save it. And all the people that follow you will see that on their page, unless you don't want to follow anyone, whatever your bag is. You can then get an average rating, which is quite cool. So what the entire Letterboxd community think of it, and even how many ratings. So this one, over 15,000 people gave it a 5-star. I don't know if that's warranted. I'm going to watch it in a bit. I think Ellis gave it 3 stars there, which is the average. But usually what people tend to do is go over to the app and start using the app. So go and download Letterboxd now and create yourself an account. Maybe pause this video if you want, chill out, make a coffee, whatever you want, and then join me back on the app. Okay, here is the app. So when you first get this app, what I recommend, if you've never used Letterboxd before, is head on to the search bar here. Alice is trying to bloody text me. What do you want to do? Oh, for God's sake, Alice. What you want to do is come to the search feature here. What I first did is click most popular. And you see there's this button that looks like a couple of different rectangles at the top right there. Click on that and it brings it up like a scrolling feature. So to really quickly get started with building up that log of films to see what you've seen and what you haven't seen, you can click on logged, and or you can click on rated, you can rate it, you can like it, and so on. And you just scroll through, clicking on logged. If you want to rate it, you can, but you don't have to. Inception. So I've seen quite a lot of these, to be fair. Here we go. So if I click on watch, it'll change that. I can add it to my watch list. I do actually want to watch that. You can rate it here if you want to. It's a really quick way just to get going with Letterboxd. So that's the best way to get started. You can even go on to your friends if they've got it and have a look at that as well. And as you coming out of the cinema, type in here what you've just watched. So I've just watched In the Heights. I can see what other people are thinking of it, who's watched it, my reviews. I can go into there and have a look at who said what about the film. And there's some pretty hilarious reviews in here, usually. What was the one I saw for In the Heights? I'm Not Throwing Away My Shop, which I thought was good. And then I've already reviewed it, but you can just come in here and review away. Do what you want. Do what you want. A couple of other pieces you can do. You can create watch lists. So as you browse through your films, and I showed you a little bit there in the app, I've created a little watch list here of things as I've browsed, and it will automatically tick those off. So if I don't know what I want to watch, maybe I can just come in here. Oh, let's go to The Bodyguard. Maybe I want to watch that. And it also shows you if you are a subscriber, which I am because I'm posh, it can show you where to watch it. So I know that I can pop onto Amazon Prime and I'm going to watch it there, which is so handy. Lists. Now, lists are really another great feature, and I use them extensively. These are my lists. You can see here I've got some standard lists. I've got 2021 ranked. I've got what I've watched in 2021. You can see here that I've got a tens watch list. We've got a podcast coming up in the next few months. I need to know exactly what I need to watch ahead of that. So here are all the films I haven't seen from the noughties that I want to, and I think might figure in my top 20 list. And I can just jot them here, and as you can see, like I mentioned before, the posters really pop here, so it makes you want to watch them. I know I've got to watch Wolf of Wall Street at some point. I can just pop in there. Let's see where I can watch that. Oh look, Netflix. Let's whack it on. And recently we did a podcast for the noughties top rated. So I actually did my noughties list within Letterboxd, and this is my top 20 that I brought to the table when we recorded that podcast, and go check that out. But when I go over to a friend's, so let's go over to Ellis's here, click on his lists. You can then see his. So I've got his top 20 films of the 10s. He's working on that, chipping away at that. Pixar. And then he's got some silly ones. And you'll find this a lot in Letterboxd. They got silly ones. Films in which David Bowie appeared, and I went, oh no, that's David Bowie. Again, I'm self-censoring for Ellis's sake. Films in which Peter Dinklage plays a rich madman in a suit with a goatee. 2 films in that list. Films about, Ellis. Bring the tone down. Films about willies. But you can check out the lists that people have got. There's some really interesting lists in here. Alternative feminist cinema. So if you're interested in a certain part of cinema, you'll be guaranteed there'll be someone out there who will be also interested in that. It's really useful during the Oscars as well, because people create lists of who's nominated for what, and you can work through those. So lists is a really handy feature. I could comment some more. So as you're going through this, you've got really good stuff. What else have you got in here? Let me show you the stats. The stats are something to behold. So I've got a life in film here. So every single film I've watched, how long that's taken to watch, release by year, and how many films I've seen in that year. Breaks it down by decade. This is a pro feature, and I spent about £15-16 on the pro thing. The best £16 I've spent, well, at the time anyway. And if I delve into my 2021 list, I've got my ranked. It pulls through your the list that you made for your 2021 ranked. You then can see films by week, average. Stats fans, this one's for you. Your last film, your first film of the year. First film was Hamilton. We're all in the Christmas spirit. It was on Disney Plus, wasn't it? Watches versus watches versus rewatches. Such a geek feature, this. Now, let me explain my stars, my most watched stars. Guess which films I've been watching a lot of. We're talking Marvel, we're talking Harry Potter, and we're talking actually. Scene being 3 completely different films. So of this year, I've watched Wolf Walkers, Goldeneye, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Directors. I didn't even know I'd watched 2 Richard Linklater. Didn't even realise. So on and so forth. It's great. I think that's it. So there you have it. That is Letterboxd. Get signed up, start reviewing films. My top tip is basically to go on to the search feature, go on to most popular, start rating them. Well, easy. Hope you enjoyed the video. We've got loads more to come. Thanks for tuning in to Focus Film. I've been Gareth. Bye now. Bye.